In Buenos Aires, before the ball was even kicked, tears were already streaming down Lionel Messi's face. Inside a packed Monumental with more than 81,000 fans chanting his name in unison, the great captain simply couldn't hold back his emotions. But these weren't tears of weakness. They were the tears of a legend who knows he might just be standing on the edge of a final farewell. One last wave to his people, in front of his home crowd, in an official match. All of that love, gratitude, and that faint sorrow for time slipping away, Messi transformed it into fuel, into magic. Against Venezuela, he didn't let his emotions weigh him down. He turned them into art. In a qualifier where Argentina had already booked their ticket to the 2026 World Cup, Messi played as if it were the grandest final of his life, a tribute in footballing form, offered to those who had never stopped believing in him. And when the final whistle blew on a 3-0 victory, it was clear that the fans had witnessed far more than a game. They had lived through a chapter of epic, emotional history written by the greatest son Argentina has ever given to football. That night, the Monumental wasn't just sold out, it was overflowing with devotion. Over 81,000 souls filled every seat, every step, every inch of space. It wasn't just another qualifier, it was a collective thank you to their eternal icon. Huge banners stretched across the stands with words like, "Thank you, my captain." From the warm-up to the last kick, chants of "Messi, Messi, Messi" shook the stadium, creating a fevered, almost sacred atmosphere. The calendar was merciless. After this, Argentina would only play away in Ecuador and then face Spain in the Intercontinental Super Cup on neutral ground before the World Cup adventure began. Which meant, for all the passion in the Monumental that night, this could well have been Messi's final official match on home soil. Since 2005, he has worn the albiceleste shirt with devotion, nearly 2 decades. He carried Argentina to the ultimate glory at the 2022 World Cup. There is no unfinished business left. Perhaps that's why his emotions spilled over, why he brought his 3 sons onto the pitch to stand beside him, as if to capture this moment forever. Yes, Messi will almost certainly be at the 2026 World Cup. But nothing, absolutely nothing, can compare to playing in Argentina in front of his people. To them, he is not just a player, he is a saint, a religion of his own. And Messi did not let them down. He was at the heart of everything, starting moves, finishing them, dictating the rhythm of Argentina's play. 107 touches, 7 shots, 5 key passes, numbers that only scratch the surface of what really happened. The true story was written in the emotions radiating from the man with 8 Ballons d'Or. In the 39th minute, after a fierce battle for possession, Julian Alvarez broke free and slipped the ball to his captain. Surrounded by Venezuela's defense, Messi didn't panic. He waited, calm as ever, and with a delicate chip he lifted the ball over the goalkeeper. It wasn't power, it was precision. It was genius distilled into a single touch, a moment of serenity and brilliance that has defined his career. The goal felt like a release, but Messi wasn't done yet. He kept pulling the strings, kept creating, and then struck again. 10 minutes from time, Thiago Almada laid it on a plate, and Messi finished from close range to complete his brace. And it could have been more. His 89th minute strike was ruled out for offside, denying him what would have been a hat-trick farewell. Every touch, every movement from Messi that night was a gift, a memory for those lucky enough to be inside the stadium, and for millions watching from afar. There was a time when people wondered if Argentina should start preparing for life without him. But this performance against Venezuela delivered the clearest answer. An Argentina without Messi is a team stripped of its soul. Let's take a moment to remember the Messi of 2010 to 2015, a player who seemed utterly unstoppable in one-on-one situations, a low center of gravity, lightning shifts of direction, and the ability to humiliate even the most gifted defenders. Back then, he was a whirlwind, a storm of solo runs from midfield that tore defenses apart during his peak years at Barcelona. But at 38, that version of Messi no longer exists. El Pulga has evolved, reshaped himself to battle against the limits of time. Today, he is no longer the relentless dribbler, but the silent conductor, the brain orchestrating everything on the pitch. He moves less but smarter. He walks, he observes, and then he explodes only at the decisive moments. Those once devastating sprints have given way to moments of pure finesse, a twist in tight space, a disguised pass that slices open an entire back line. Messi is no longer burdened with carrying the team all on his own. Instead, he uses his unmatched vision and experience to elevate everyone around him. His presence feels like that of a mentor, an inspiration. Julian Alvarez, Lautaro Martinez, talented as they are, still need an anchor, and Messi is that anchor. He doesn't stifle their growth. He amplifies it. He draws defenders, opens up space, and delivers decisive passes that allow them to shine. Under his guidance, Argentina's attack has become a far more varied and dangerous machine, one in which he is both a scorer and a supreme creator. Messi's influence, much like Diego Maradona before him, stretches beyond tactics or technique. It has become something eternal, almost spiritual. If Cristiano Ronaldo stands as the symbol of relentless work and iron will, Messi embodies a different kind of inspiration. Ronaldo inspires through sweat, sacrifice, and an unyielding hunger. Messi inspires through pure genius. His very presence convinces his teammates that the impossible is, in fact, possible. When the final whistle blew, Messi walked slowly around the pitch, applauding, thanking the fans. Fireworks lit up the Buenos Aires sky, and once again his eyes welled with tears. No farewell words were spoken, yet the feeling of goodbye seemed to hang heavy in the air. His future with the national team beyond the 2026 World Cup remains uncertain. Even Messi himself admitted as much. The truth is, when you think about it, it feels like a long time, but it will also go by very quickly. I'll take it day by day, see how I feel physically, and above all, I must be honest with myself. In those words, fans were reminded that Messi is not just a footballing superstar, but also a man, carrying doubts, worries, and an undying passion for the game. He openly acknowledged what everyone already knows. Age is setting clear limits. He cannot be sure whether another World Cup lies ahead. This was not a farewell speech, but rather an honest reflection, a balancing act between the burning desire to keep playing and the undeniable reality of time and the body. Yet alongside the uncertainty lies excitement, a powerful drive to keep stepping onto the pitch. Messi explained that he lives each day, each match, guided by how he feels in the moment. When his body responds, he savors every second. When it doesn't, he would rather not play at all. That honesty, that respect, for himself and for the sport he loves, only deepens the connection between Messi and those who revere him. Messi also looked toward the future with a clear sense of reality. He will finish the MLS season, go through preseason preparations, and give himself 6 months to truly gauge how he feels. Leo hopes to enter 2026 with a proper build-up to close out this current chapter with completeness before deciding whether or not to take part in another World Cup. In every word he speaks, you sense both the champion and the ordinary man, someone weighing choices, carrying pressures, yet burning with endless passion for the game. At 38, competing in another World Cup is a monumental challenge. The grueling travel demands of life at Inter Miami, the long flights across continents, the extremes of climate, from freezing cold to suffocating humidity, plus tournaments like the Club World Cup, all of it wears the body down. Persistent knocks and the weight of age are real obstacles. Leo is no longer the young boy who could run forever, and no one knows that better than he does. And it's not just about the physical side, it's the mental side too, keeping the fire alive after you've already conquered the world. And still, the footballing world hopes. Argentina's fans pray. They long to see him stride once more onto the greatest stage of all, the captain's armband on his sleeve. Julian Alvarez once said after beating Brazil, "If Messi had been on the pitch, we probably would have scored 2 or 3 more goals." That line alone reveals the truth. Argentina still needs him, not just as a footballer, but as their soul, their leader. No matter where the journey ends, whether the 2026 World Cup becomes his last dance or not, that night in Buenos Aires will forever remain immortal. A night of tears, of genius, of a goodbye never spoken, sweet and heartbreaking all at once. That is how legends take their leave, not with words, but with the pure emotional football that defined Lionel Messi as the greatest of all time.